You're right.
First of all, I'm gonna be honest. I am nervous. First time doing this, then she's making me. So blame her if I do something wrong. Um, Pet ownership 101. The basic.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Renena McCaskill. I'm the shelter manager at Detroit Animal Care and Control. I gotta add that now since we heard. I pretty much help operate the shelter, make sure the daily operations run smoothly with the kennels being clean with the staff, making sure our dogs get out, fed properly, all those things, and citizens get to come in and hopefully reclaim their dogs, adopt a dog, foster a dog, or just get some information about licensing, vaccines, and things along that line. That just added to what I was gonna say there. So, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, totally. The reason she picked me to go first, let's be honest, is because I'm brutally honest and I will tell you anything you want to know. No filter, keep it truthful with you. Everything I know, I'll pass along. Okay? A lot of times you get around folks and you don't get that kind of information. I know when I first started in this industry 8 years ago, until I started working 2 days in, did I realize that I was supposed to have a dog license for the city of Detroit. Nowadays, you got the animal control officers rolling up in a truck trying to give you a ticket if you don't have one. So, I did not know it was a leash law. Like most of us, if I'm not mistaken, get a puppy walk around in the neighborhood. That's how you get the dog to acclimate with you, and everybody be like, oh, look at your dog. So, that's what I knew. I educated myself because the material is not out there. The education is isolated to certain areas and groups. So the goal from this is to make sure everyone is getting the same information, the same tools, so that it can be proper pet owners. So people are not looking and saying, hey, you're a bad pet owner because you don't have a leash. Like, okay, like I've told many kids, take your shoestring out your shoe. Tie it around a little loop in the collar, you got a leash. So it's a lot of different ways, tricks, you can do things, especially with kids. Teach them, they grow up, they be better me's. So that's the goal. I just said that.
Do you want to keep going?
Yeah. Okay. Oh crap. All right. So, Friends of Detroit, Animal Care Control, Metro Detroit, Dog Aid, Michigan Humane, Detroit Dog Rescue, Canine Supplies, Canine to 5, all sometimes partner together and collaborate to do shot clinics. The goal behind that is because COVID happened, nobody could get into any kind of clinic. Dogs went without boosters and vaccines. COVID came over, we had a whole new strand of different viruses. No one knew about it, so we kept walking our puppies outside, walking the dogs until it became something that was on channel 2, 4, and 7. Don't do that with your dogs because it's out there. We provide the free vaccine because a vaccine pack is $30, and I'm sorry. Just that I got a somewhat good job don't mean I can afford the same things. So a free vaccine versus me having to go up to the vet, $45 to walk in the door. I'm looking at $20 per vaccine. I need the 5-in-1, the Bordetella because my dog needs to go to daycare or needs to be around other dogs in the neighborhood. Now I'm 180, 200 in. That's not to mention I need to microchip my dog because just in case he gets away from me, I want it to be returned back to me. $25 to $50 per microchip. You're up there. I don't know if anybody's like me, care credit, finance programs, can't afford it. Now when I have 4 personal dogs at home, and I have to do that for each dog. So the goal is to make sure that the resources, the ability to get things that the animal needs, the people need, so we can have humane animal beings in neighborhoods, is to get the clinics in the neighborhood. Yes. Thank you. Somebody question.
Did you say the vaccine was free at those,
At the shot clinics?
yeah, at the, K9 and?
No.
I was
So,
gonna say, not at K9.
no, Canine Supplies actually sells those, but
Yeah.
we collaborate together with different organizations. So when you see where on Friends of page, possibly on Detroit Animal Care and Control's Facebook page,
Is it a Facebook page?
yeah,
Dog aid.
Dog Aids, Project Grace,
These are Facebook pages?
yeah, you can type that in and you'll see those. And before I leave, I'll jot stuff down for you too if you have more questions,
Okay,
not a
thank
problem, yeah. But the reason we collaborate, because some can afford the microchips, to have a whole bunch of them, some can afford vaccines, and at the end of the day, if we come together to provide it, everything's a win-win.
Yeah.
Because we're stopping you guys from having the dogs come into the shelter, which we do not want. We want you to have your animal back, but we also want you to know where we're located so that you can come and retrieve your animal. Because how many of you guys know where I work at?
You said Humane Society?
No. Detroit Animal Care and Control. So
Oh,
cheap.
no,
You
I
can-
don't know. Detroit Animal.
Yes. So, yes. Okay. Say
Is
again.
that part of the city or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the city of Detroit's Animal Care and Control. We only put Detroit because it's a different department. But 7401 Chrysler Drive.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of it now?
Yeah. So
Oh, I
we
thought it was
used to
the
be
Humane
Michigan
Society.
Humane.
Right, yeah. I
Back
understand
in 2016, it became ours. And people still come in and call it Michigan Humane.
Yeah, I need a discount then for my dog. He need a blood test. For real, $75. I haven't got it yet.
We'll talk after this. I might be
Okay.
able to figure something out.
Thank you.
But that's the goal. Reaching out, asking. Because if you don't ask, you don't know. And the ability to know where to go and ask is right there on Service Drive.
Right.
Mostly, if you come in and you ask some questions, we're gonna hopefully ask you, did you lose your pet first? But then we're gonna ask you what you need. Okay, sometimes we can provide food, most of the time we can't because we're not a pet pantry. But we also will provide you with the resources of where to go for food, low-cost vaccination places if you need it more urgently than what you can wait for a clinic. What other stuff? Lost?
Give like advice if I have my dog and they're just not feeling kind of well, can I just
That's a sticky situation. Because we cannot give technical medical advice, but your dog's lethargic, pale gums, not eating, I'm gonna say take it to a vet. Okay, it's certain signs that you're gonna say, or I'm gonna see in a dog and say, no, you need to go to a vet. If your dog is not eating or drinking at any age, you need to see a vet for the most part. Because you don't know if it's a blockage because they got one of the kids' toys or something more serious with the disease. Okay. They might not like the food. So always try chicken. I know you're gonna get mad. Food we eat, spaghetti, just no onions in it. Don't yell at me. But the things that entice you, think of that dog. Because you're trying to get them to eat to make sure, are you okay? If you can eat and you can drink water and not throw it up, step one, we're halfway there. Now we just gotta figure out why you're not really okay. That's a cheaper expense. Right now, it is after 5 o'clock, which means if anybody had any issues with their animal, and I would say, hey, you need to take this to a vet, you have to pay emergency visit fees. Okay? Can't afford it. I'm telling you, can't afford it. Walking in the door, $750. $1,500 by the time you just get an exam, and if something's wrong, you have to keep that dog, they have to keep it overnight. You're done. Yeah, you're done. And again, like I said, I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think you should need internet either.
They in the business for money. Most of us care, but the organizations we work for, they need to make their money. And it is a shortage on veterinarians. So when it's a shortage on things, what happens? Inflation. Everything goes up. So where it used to be between 6 and 8, we would be able to go like Wilson's Bed, get somewhat of a discount. They have a payment plan for us. Not no more. You got a couple days out of the week, you make an appointment, it can be 2-3 weeks out. So again, that's why we're a resource for the information to get what you need. Okay? I cannot guarantee every time you come to the shelter you have something free. I'll give you that. So we always have resources to provide them. Calling 313-922-DOGS is usually used for if you see a stray out in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a line to call if you need resources, okay? That line was created because there was so many citizens coming across stray dogs, kids, schools, so that became that. So that's mainly what that number is for. We have a shelter number. Unfortunately, it is routed through 922-DOGS, so that's why we prefer you guys to come up. And the reason why we want you to come up is if you lost your dog, we're the first place you should come. Okay?
Right.
Next door.
Yeah, between the two.
Everybody got the app. Ring. Everybody got the app. Most of us got it. I got the knockout version. But most of us got it on the
somewhere
house.
between here
Those
and here.
are the best locations to look. Facebook, for the love of Louis. Lost and Pets Detroit, Lost and Pets Found, parentheses Detroit, we got a couple out there. But that's what you do after you went to the shelter to check. Because when you get to the shelter, you check and you don't see, we give you the paperwork on what you need to do. We tell you where to go. Did we finally get there? No? Hey, I won this time. I didn't mess up.
No, you didn't. You're doing great.
Go perfectly.
Okay. So we're on tethering if you want to pick it up there.
I skipped that one.
Skip that
I'll
one.
come back.
Okay,
I'll go
come
back.
back.
Go
Go
to the
to.
There
Oh,
you go.
yeah, Lost Dogs here.
Yes. So recently, I've learned about this, and it's an amazing tool. Amazing tool if you lost your dog. It is not where you can identify by photo. That's still in the works. But if your neighbor picked the dog up, we picked it up from the shelter. It's popped up there, so you're able to log in, say, "Hey, I lost my pet." Type in your zip code. You'll see a variety. You get to look at the pictures. You'll even see some of our adoptable dogs. But you'll see our shelter and any other shelters within the range. And I think it's a 25-mile radius that it has. But again,
Oh, they didn't even put the website on that.
no, they
flyer.
didn't. That
Okay.
sucks. So, I remember it by heart. It's lost.petcolove.org. Ha, I win. Why is that so long? Because petcolove.org is a whole different thing, and it's for grants and resources, but the lost.petcolove.org is the main location you can go to. Even if you went to petcolove.org, it will show you, I lost my pet, you click it and you go to the right one. Alright.
Next week we'll bring QR codes, people can pick it up.
Mhm.
So come next week and I'll have flyers with the QR code. for that.
Nice,
Yeah.
okay. See, I love it, I love it. QR codes are much better, and thank you, COVID. Because that's pretty much how that turned out for that. Okay, now we can go, my address. Remember you said you wanted my address? That's mine, not my real address, my work address. Okay, now you go
You
back
want to
to
go back to
tethering.
tethering?
Alright, so, I don't know if anybody knows, Detroit has a leash law, a tethering law, where you cannot use a chain thicker than the weight of the dog,
No, like 10% of the weight of the dog.
10% of the
Yeah.
weight of no chain. Let's just eliminate chains. It's a tether, okay? Most people that come to the shelter and ask for it, and then sit up there and say, oh, my dog gonna break it, doesn't realize the cable, okay? It's sturdy, okay? It's safer for the dog. It's more humane, okay? Prime example, I ride a chain on my neck, but it's not heavy. Just imagine if you had to wear the heavy chains like they did back in the 70s and 80s. I'm sure somebody has a chiropractor issue right now because of how heavy those chains was. Flavor Flav, yes, I'm sure he has issues, big clock. But just imagine if that dog, because it can't tell you, is constantly wearing that and constantly having to be in that condition. And technically within the city, you can only have them out there on that for 3 hours at a time. Yeah. A lot of us like, hey, my dog stays outside. My dog has a dog house, bed, all the good stuff. But if it's raining outside or if it's snowing, where do you want to be? Yeah. And I get it. Dogs do tear up houses. Okay? I get yelled at on a daily by my house because my dog is always shedding or something. So I brought her to prove I'm not lying. But if it gets to the point where like you have weather conditions, come to the shelter. We can give you a crate and you can put that dog in the basement, first level, off to the side until the conditions get better. But to let that dog lay in mud, deal with the rain, you don't want to be out there. I'm sorry. I don't like rain. So I'm like ducking trying to come into a building. So just imagine how the dog is. And he can't voice that. And that's the sad part. We have to be the ones who can actually hear for them and speak for them. It takes a minute to understand it, but you can see what he's saying. I'm tired, I need a nap. Like, he's like, she's holding me. Like, he's not holding his head at all. It's just right in that armpit. But you can tell certain things. You can tell when a dog has to go to the bathroom if he's in the house. Most dogs is gonna run to their door because they know the routine. Or they're gonna be like, look now, I done told you. Look, I don't know, I'm pacing now. Or like my dog, he goes on the side of the bed and barks at my wife. I get to sleep. So they try to learn your behavior to help them. You just gotta listen.
What if they don't like snow? Like holy,
Mine
he don't like
rain.
snow. He's such a human. He don't want his paws wet or also he sneaks and go use the bathroom in the corner. But the
So-
other dogs go out.
What you can do, and the only reason why I say this is because mine is the same way. Go to the dollar store and get a blue tarp, especially when you know it's gonna snow. Lay that down. When it snows, guess what you can do? Once you get ready to done, roll it up.
Right.
Got a clean path. They be like, oh, okay, I'll wait for you. Hurry up. Okay, I gotta go now. But that's how you do that.
He probably will use it on
Yeah.
that too.
Another thing, puppy pads. If you have to be in the house, if you just have to have that spot, I have one of my dogs who has that one spot that I know if she uses it, it was her puppy pads.
Right.
Just trying to help. She was like, look, okay, I'll use it here, but your fault, you gotta clean it up. They try. Trying to think what else we got.
See, but he used the bathroom like he drop him out and runs. That's how he is. He drop him out and just goes about his business.
You got one that hides hers.
Yeah.
If she's in the house.
Yeah, if she actually, yeah,
She will hide it.
yeah, if she accidentally uses it in the bathroom, she'll, in the house, she'll, poop on a blanket, cover it up, and smell it when you smell it. Pretty much.
She'll hide it.
It sucks.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it sucks, but
No.
no, not at all.
Oh, God, I know it's dead.
Yep, don't care. If he's breaking it up like that, you're not comfortable in your one spot. Check the surroundings. He might need to actually go out by himself instead of with the other dogs. Or he might just be excited and like, hey, I want to do this, but I got to do this. So I don't know which one to do. We're going to do it and go at the same time.
We call them human, half human and half dog.
All mine got human names because they mine. Look,
Yeah.
my kids. So I totally understand. So there's no real, the only other option is giving like soft food, but then you got to worry about, the mushy poop. So that's not option. If you get concerned about that poop,
It's just in the
clinic?
winter time.
then that's just, I'm trying to hurry up so I can get back in the house.
Yeah.
If it's just winter or like rain, that's
Yeah,
usually
when
that.
it's here.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
No problem. Did I answer your questions?
Yes, very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have questions? That would be great for me right now.
We got microchips next if you want to talk about it.
I'll also say
I just went to
our
get
dogs
the
know
class.
to go outside too, and sometimes I just have to actually like step outside and be like, I know, it sucks for both of us.
Right.
And then he comes out with me, but that's not funny.
I just have
Right.
one question for
Yeah.
Martha. Does animal control help with cats?
Yes, but feral cats. So what's the cat issue you have? See?
Well, my cat Cheesecake,
Okay.
we thought Cheesecake was a girl. Cheesecake is not a girl. Cheesecake is a boy. And now Cheesecake is the Nick Cannon of my house.
Oh,
And he got Stella pregnant, and we got 5 kittens from that. And the bad part is Cheesecake's in heat, and Stella's back in heat, and the kittens are 3 weeks old. And then there's Pepper Ann, and she's in heat. And I want Nick Cannon fixed.
Okay. Okay. Nick Cannon is the first problem.
He's the biggest
Right.
problem.
Biggest problem. And I'm gonna do something that she's gonna hate me for it. She's gonna fix that with an appointment. Yes, you are. Cause that one cat we need to fix. Now the rest will actually go through different services that we could provide you that might have some free services so you can get the rest of them fixed. Cause nobody likes the population of multiple cats. Okay.
Yeah, we just
I
want
like
Nick-
cats, but you know, onesie twosies. You got like 8 or 9. It's a problem. So we will help you with him.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Cheesecake need to be.
Cheesecake. You better write that down.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cheesecake.
Make sure you give her your info so we can get that arranged. What was your question?
I just gonna say I went to Pet Supplies Plus and I just paid like $154 for the shots and the microchip, and then they were like, yeah, it's not a GPS tracker, but
Right.
So what happens is I come up, you come to clinic, shelter, clinic. We turn this on and we scan the back of the dog. We do a zigzag pattern in the back, on the legs also, and we get a microchip. When that microchip comes up, we put it in the system, we go to work, we don't have to store it on here.
you can scan him. He's got one.
Oh, perfect. Ha! He's like, why did you wake me up?
Let's see how painless it is.
What is the matter? There we go. And so what happens is this number comes up. Same thing like you have a driver's license number, social security number is your number. So what we do is we call or look up petmicrochip.com. I think that's what it is now.
Petmicrochiplookup.org.
Yeah, what she said. And then we find out what chip is registered to. Sometimes it's not registered, so then we have to backtrack, but for the most part, we get the information, we contact the owner. Beautiful thing you did. I feel your pain now, I know. I feel your pain, because, again, you don't know. Because if you would have known, you would have just came to shelter. I know.
Next year.
There you go.
Oh, so that-
Vaccines.
I'm sorry.
Like she said, vaccines, we will be doing clinics for the majority of the summer. You just have to stay on the Facebook page so you can see when. What was your question?
So I was told it's a social security number when we got their microchip put in. It's like a social security number. That pops up,
Yes. It pops-
Okay.
oh,
cause I lost their cards. Actually, it was mixed up. I didn't know which one.
and then it comes up to us like that. Yeah. So it's kind of like a social security number because it's only for them. Now, I have had dogs that have multiple microchips. I have done it. Awesome. But it usually comes back to the same person. Okay? Sometimes if it doesn't, we just backtrack. Most people be like, hey, I gave it away, it ain't my dog no more. Okay, I don't want it. So, we always try to find a home first. We do not want your animal. Yes.
I kind of missed the part about dogs being vaccinated.
Okay.
My grandson has a dog. I didn't want him to have a dog, but
I love you, Grandma, cause look, I don't want the dog.
he went on ahead and did it. And Hope, he got Hope when she was a puppy. She's getting a little bigger now.
Okay.
She's a little bigger than Cat and Hat. That's Cat and Hat. Right?
Have we done any shots?
No.
Okay.
And I think Hope needs.
Oh yeah, Hope needs shots, especially in close that size. You said it's your grandson's dog,
Yes.
but you travel with that dog?
No.
You wouldn't bring that dog to me?
I bring a dog.
Okay. Cause I need that dog. We need to start that.
No.
Cause I can help you start it and then we could see the clinic to get you everything else needed. Okay? So at least gotta get you started cause
Yeah, don't look like Hope gonna be with us.
yeah, oh yeah, Hope gonna stay with, I'ma make sure of it, I'm a chipper. But no, it's a great thing you did. I understand. My mama did the same thing. I wish you would bring this dog in the house, and then it was like, well, this baby gonna eat with me. We gonna eat the same chicken. So you get attached. You want another one?
No.
Hope might need a friend.
No.
You sure?
Yes.
See?
Yes. Hope is in
I'll
the
get you some more stuff free if you
Hope
take
is
another
in
dog.
the
Okay, I had to try. But the goal is to get pets into homes, and the reason why is because it's a mental thing, it's a physical thing. They keep you moving, they keep you entertained. One of mine's keeping me fat because we eat together, so I don't know about that one. But at the end of the day, it's companionship, and we all need it. Yeah, questions, there we go, I'll take it. Come on, I like it though, let's go.
Also,
Okay,
my grandson is in school from 8 to 4:30,
okay,
and Hope is in his room.
okay.
Hope is in his room. Now, is there any literature that I can give my grandson so because he does not believe, Joanne, when you get up 30 minutes early so you can take Hope out. He don't believe.
Who cleaning up after Hope?
Joanne.
Okay, okay,
And that's another story.
Okay.
We're not gonna talk about it.
okay. I might need to see him on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he needs more responsibility. So, yes, 30 minutes early, but I'm going to tell you this. Got an 18-year-old at home, and we still wake him up. And yell and say, go let the dogs out.
Yeah.
Then I still have to say, go get the dogs.
Yeah.
And I still have to say, do you realize it's raining now?
Yeah.
So, that ain't going to get fixed. I'm sorry, boys, ain't it? So.
We're trying to get him to keep his room clean because Hope is in there a lot.
Okay. Is she crated or just running and being free in the room?
Being free in the room.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So
Is she messing up?
Is it something?
Is she messing in the room?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm ready to
No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because you're going to bring it to the shelter. We're going to start the vaccines. I'm going to give you a crate. That crate is going to go in his room. I'm also going to give you a little pamphlet for him to see how to set that crate up. And then he's going to realize when he don't clean it, what happens.
So what like I'm off on Fridays and Sundays.
Okay.
Is Friday a good day that I can bring him?
Yeah. Friday, 10:30 to 3. Yeah. That's usually when I stay.
You got another question?
What you got?
How do you get the Detroit dog
Hope might have
license?
a future with
You
us.
come to the shelter or you can go online. Our online application right now, for some reason, is not actually linking to us at the shelter, so we would prefer you just to come down. If your dog is sterilized, it's $10 for the license, $15 if they're not. Most of the time, if you come down to the shelter, I'm sending you off to a free with a license, especially since you already paid for the vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just say you need a license, I paid $150 for
You
the
just need that
vaccine.
rabies
I
certificate.
did get, I have, I definitely have a
Okay.
regular certificate.
You do?
And they gave me,
Okay,
Yeah.
keep up with that. That's your biggest, that's how you get the license. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I wanna know about the license.
Yes, the dog license. You have to have a rabies vaccine.
Right,
Those have to be given by a vet.
right.
They give you a rabies certificate at that. You bring that rabies certificate to the shelter, and we provide you with the license. You can also bring that to a clinic. And most of the time, you'll see one of us there, or you'll see somebody in uniform who can actually provide that license for you also. So, usually, and I'm saying usually, so at the shot clinics, yes, definitely free. Until June 1st, coming to the shelter, they're free. After that, I don't know, we're gonna go back to regular fees. So,
Okay, so y'all owe me one for peso because, yeah, that's where he go. He go, cause he has seizures, so I can't take him to a regular. So I have to take him over there. That's what I was told. Because he has seizures, that's why he need a blood, test, because they wanna see.
So they don't wanna do it at a free clinic in case it has a reaction.
But I go, to All About Animals.
Oh, they're
Okay.
great,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, so, but I was told I can't take peso there anymore because he has to go to a real vet, which I
Yeah.
take him there.
Okay.
That's where he go, but, they didn't tell me I have to get my license for him, and I've been wondering.
that's why if he hasn't had a rabies vaccine, we can't license.
No, he has a rabies, vaccine, he just can't go other places because because of his seizures.
Okay.
I
So,
think it might be confusing.
Yeah, Michigan
So
Humane.
if you can get the license at one of the free clinics,
Yeah.
right, but not just any regular vet,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They had this thing at Palmer
Free
Park
clinics.
a few days ago, but I got there and when it started and it was all, they were like, we don't have any more people, like, it was 300 people there at noon when it started. And it was 6
So, Dana, you wanna take this one, cause this
Yeah. So, if you go to one of those and you already have the paperwork, let them know because they're cutting off for the amount of vaccines that they brought. But we can always do licenses. So they don't want you to wait in line, run out of vaccines, and then say, sorry, you're out of luck. But as long as you let them know you already got the vaccines and you just need the license, you already have the paperwork, they'll probably push you right to the front of the line and just get your license and get out of there.
They said they're doing another one in Mexican town soon, or is that still?
I don't think they have a date set yet,
Right.
but as soon as we hear about it, we're gonna post it all over our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Our Facebook page is Friends of Detroit Animal Care and Control. You wanna turn around, you got a logo on the back here. It'll look like that, probably some blue and green.
Friends
Friends of Detroit Animal Care and Control. Yeah, and so then when you find that on Facebook, we always make sure to share local vaccine clinics. Sometimes Warren has them, sometimes East Point does them. So if there's anybody around doing them, we try to put that word out, and then we try to participate in a lot of them over the summer so we can help everybody get their dogs vaccinated.
Thank y'all for having all this stuff. That's so instrumental.
No problem. It's great to have you guys here just to listen and know that there's people that want.
almost here.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta hurry up.
You've been quiet in the back.
Over here with my daughter.
Okay. Well, I'm nosy. I wanna know everybody now. Look. Hey, okay.
Okay, I just wanna know, is it, does it make sense to invest in that, what they have on television about the DNA testing?
Right.
I mean,
It's
so
up
see
to
a lot-
you.
But my thing is, if dog has arthritis and, you know, that's in the family tree, I mean, I got arthritis in the family tree, I still have arthritis. I mean, I did all the things I was supposed to.
Okay, so same thing. I got diabetes. My mom and them had it. I'm like, I don't eat sugar, and I still got it. So DNA you can do. Personally, dog to dog. Only thing it ain't is a toaster. So.
Yeah, cause I'm sure it costs quite a bit of money.
Yeah, 89 and up.
You know?
Yeah, if you want the ones with the more in-depth medical breakdown, they're
Oh,
even
yeah.
more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's just a waste of money. We get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah. Let's be honest. I'm not doing it. So there you go.
Okay,
It don't tell exactly what breed the dog is?
It gives you a variety.
I mean, it'll tell you what they are, but it's more for fun, I think, to see what the dog is made up of, especially if you don't know who the parents were. And then you can pay for the expensive one that does say if they have, a predisposition to have an eye thing, or if they are predisposed to have arthritis. But what you do with that information still is you go to your vet every year, and a lot of times your vet is going to say, well, we'll keep an eye on it, and if it starts to bother them, then we'll treat it.
Same way they do us.
Did you really
Exactly.
do you really
Same way
get
they do
ahead
us.
knowing that? Yeah, they're still going to say
Like,
when
you
it
still
starts to
moving?
bother
Let's
them,
go
then
with
we'll
that.
try to take care of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This was interesting because they're pushing it a lot on television.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, yeah, so.
I hope they will push microchips more, but right now it's DNA.
Always mentioning it.
I know.
Not even on the radar.
What else you got?
Make the microchips GPS too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
More
things
expensive.
that are advertised, do you have opinions on pet insurance?
Right. Oh
Here's
my
the
goodness.
reason I asked. I've been a pet owner all my life. I looked into it a long time ago, and it seemed kind of like a racket. And then my cat just had a blockage, and it was $5,000 to fix it.
Right.
So,
In that instance, it felt maybe like I should have been paying some pet insurance.
so,
Right.
okay.
I think it's going to be more common going forward.
She's gonna tell you the good stuff. I'm gonna tell you real life. So, same way you pay for extended car insurance. You don't know when it's gonna break down, and they constantly calling you saying pay this. That's the same thing as pet insurance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, same thing in health insurance. We go to the doctor when we need to. Like me, I go to the doctor every 3 months. Health insurance. You're not gonna take your dog to the vet every 3. Well, you might because it's your dog, but you're not. Okay. If it's a cost you cannot afford, be mindful of it.
Right.
But also research, because there is getting a lot more common, and it is getting less expensive because
It
when
seems like it's covering more too. Because like before it was like you can pay for it. It's going to be expensive, and we cover kind of nothing.
Yeah.
But it seems like my research lately was a little bit better.
yeah, because the last one I researched was at Bansfield.
My animals go.
Yeah, they had 3 different tiers.
Yeah.
The way the doctor spent it was like, depending on the age is where you need to go. But of course, my dog needed the highest one. So
Right.
I'm
They
like,
got
you know what?
payment plans
Let's just
and
stick
stuff.
with the tune-up and not the full service fees.
Yeah.
So, but I would say definitely research because you have a variety out there.
Yeah.
And then ask your vet.
Well, just knowing it's not a total scam is hopeful. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say ask your vet or a local vet is because they're going to tell you if they take care credit, if they have a payment plan in their own program system, and they're going to tell you, hey, we've used this pet insurance because these people was able to afford it. You might want to try this. They'll give you the advice. You just got to ask. Most of the time, they ain't going to tell you for free. So.
Yeah, I've been researching it too, and a lot of them, like few of them, saying that like basically they reimburse you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing too. They
Yeah.
reimburse you the money that you're spending.
Yeah.
And some of them give you half back, and then some give you.
Yeah,
all your
depending on the
money.
situation, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to submit the receipt, the vet has to submit the records. It usually takes 14 to 20 days, something like that, but you usually get a check within 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the ones I know is only doing the partial, but it also depends on what the situation is. So like mine, only partial, but that's only, like I said, just a tune-up. We're not doing full service.
Yeah, they just not, like, a lot of them been researching, they're not doing conditions, like if the dog is
Yeah.
already sick, they're not gonna cover it.
Just like us, life insurance, you ain't getting that. You ain't healthy. You gotta pay this premium. So I'm there now. So sad. What you got?
So my friend in Atlanta is like a breeder. And we co-own my dog. Well, I bought the dog from him.
Okay.
She's an exotic American micro bully.
Okay.
And like, I guess everyone wants one now.
Yeah, everybody wants the deformed babies.
So now like, so he wants me to bring her back. That's why I got her microchip, because he wants me to bring her back to Atlanta so he can do a breeding on her and then we split the litter. But I'm like, at this point, would it make more sense to just get her,
Yes,
Yes.
get her fixed.
and then just
Save her. Okay?
Yeah.
That is
Uh-oh.
not, yeah, that is not,
Save her, save
a-
her.
I'm trying to say this the best way.
Save her.
just,
Just say.
just-
So-
Yeah.
Sometimes the way that they are created to look means that they're not biologically right. So,
So you know how we used to walk around bow-legged? And it ain't right. And by the time you get my age, 40-something, you like, okay, I got arthritis skin. Can you bend it back straight? The doctor like, hey, you gotta crack that back. That's dogs. And it looks cute
Right.
for us.
It don't.
But it ain't.
Oh, wait, I don't like
but then
That's just-
sometimes they can't even birth litters
Yeah,
Well,
properly.
she'd have to have a C-section.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
a
that's-
lot
that's
more.
Expensive as well.
risk.
Heritage Animal Hospital
Yeah.
in Dundee
Yeah.
is like, it'll be like
Right.
$2,000.
Yeah.
See?
And I'm gonna be honest, breeders usually say, oh, okay, well, I'll pay for that because they're charging 2, 3 per dog. But understand, that dog didn't ask to be bred like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just here to be a companion for you,
Yes.
not to be your money maker.
For.
Yeah.
So I would definitely
I got a bunch
invest
of
in dog.
Yeah.
And in the long term, you're actually gonna help that dog's life. Cause not having kids is a good thing, I tell you, save it.
She ain't missing.
Nothing at all, I promise you. And if you wanna fill on a puppy, just come to the shelter, I'll let you play with one,
Yeah.
you just can't have it, okay?
Right.
Yeah.
See, got one right here.
Baby.
Anything else?
My bully was raped and she made.
Right. They make dogs.
Yeah, they
No,
did.
well,
Stray dogs.
Yeah,
Not bad.
I knew where you was going with that one.
they
See?
raping the
Yeah.
dogs, man. They raping the
I got
dogs.
it.
Okay, my comedy relief came a little bit late today.
Yeah, it was
They wouldn't let me
raped.
go for work. I had to sneak out.
What are the hours for the
She was
DACC?
leaving.
The hours is 10:30 to 3:30, but usually I'm there 10:30 to 3.
That's Monday to Friday?
Yep, 7 days a week.
So
She's
they're
there.
already-
Yeah. She's there Monday to
Monday to
Friday. I'm there on the
Oh,
weekends.
good.
Yeah.
I definitely need that license.
Oh yes, you can come up and get that way anyway.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
We got you covered.
Thank y'all for having us.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thanks so much.
I'm gonna get cheesecake.
Yep, yep.
Yes,
I'm sick
yes.
of
She needs,
cheesecake.
yep, all the information, give it to her.
Yeah.
She
Any
got
other
it.
questions anybody's got?
Anybody else?